Welcome to part 3 on how to make a Terminator effect. So this time we're going to use Nuke, that is a software that is quite a standard in visual effects for compositing. And if you don't have Nuke, you can find it on their homepage here. And you can try it for free for 90 days or get a student or apprentice license. If you really want to buy this one, you have subscriptions and the perpetual license is like $10,000, so it's not a cheap software. But let's get started. So I have Nuke up and running here. In the last episode we used this lens to record the face markers. And as I told you that we need to keep track of the focal length used. And I used the focal length of 1.5 meters last time. And now we are going to have to measure how much is the lens distortion at this particular focal length. So the first step is to create a test grid that we can record. And then we are going to record this at exactly the same distance. So let's make it a little bit big here for you to see. Okay, so we need first of all, let's set the resolution. So I'm recording in 4K, so I might just as well use the same here. So Ultra HD 4K resolution. And next, let's create a grid. So I press tab here and type, let's see, maybe not a grid, that would be a checkerboard image. And then connect this to the viewer. And then we can see our checkerboard here. And when we record this image, we are going to see how this distorts, and then we can do the compensation to undistort our footage. So here we have all the details. I'm going to set I only want to see one detail panel. And double click on the checkerboard, and then now we have 64, maybe a little bit more, 128, the other way, so let's say 32. That should be enough to measure the distortion. And let's put this on full screen. So what I did here was basically, I hover over the display view and press space. And then I can zoom in, press F to zoom in, and just show this on the full screen like this. And the next step now, I'm going to take this lens that I used in the last episode, and I'm going to record this pattern from 1.5 meter distance. Oh, that's outside of the screen. And then let's get back. So I'm going to now switch the lens and then see you in a second. Okay. So here we have the checker pattern. And now I'm recording this one so we can use it later to calibrate our lens distortion. And that's enough, so I'm going to now change back to the previous lens. So see you in a second again. Okay, so now we have the footage of this pattern filmed with this lens using the exact same focal length of 1.5 meters that we used before. So now I'm going to take this footage that I have in the camera and load it into the computer, and then see you there. Okay, so just 1 second again. Okay, so I just took the file we exported from Premiere Pro and dropped it into Nuke, and that's what we see here. Next I'm going to take a lens distortion, so press tab and type lens, and there we have lens distortion, and connect this to our image, and double click and go to grid detection and select detect. And if I now look at the node by pressing 1, we can see that nothing happened. And the problem is this is a little bit too gray. This is the raw image. So let's grade it and make it a little bit more contrasting. So press tab, type grade, and drag this between the lens distortion and our file. And let's change the black point. Let's press 1 on the grade so we see it. Change the black point and the white point. So we have something that is really crispy, like this. And next, go back to lens distortion, press 1, go to grid detection, detect. And now we detected our grid. So we can go to the lens distortion tab, press, let's see, let's use the default settings, press detect and solve. And now this lens distortion is calculated and we have it here that we can use later. So I'm going to save this file and see you in the next episode.